All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something that can completely transform how your company works, not from the top down, but from the inside out. We're not talking about new software or some complicated flowchart. No, we're talking about a massive shift in how we think, something called the Agile Mindset.
So tell me if this rings a bell. Your organization kicks off a big, exciting new project. There's all this buzz and energy, but then, a few months go by, and that energy just fizzles out. The project stalls, people slide back into their old routines, and everyone's left wondering, why is making a real change so incredibly hard?
And look, if you're feeling that frustration, you are definitely not alone. It's so common that the material we're looking at today points out that even after spending tons of money on new systems and training, these efforts can often feel, well, futile. It's a classic problem, but what's really going on here? What's the root cause?
Well, here's the big idea. The problem probably isn't your strategy. It's probably not the tools you're using. The real reason change fails, the biggest barrier of all, is the collective mindset of the people inside the organization. It's all in our heads.
See, it all comes down to human behavior. We are naturally resistant to change. It's just how we're wired. And most of us have a default mindset that just isn't built to handle constant change. So if you don't tackle that fundamental piece first, any new strategy you try to build is just going to collapse. It's like building a house on sand.
So that's the problem. But what's the solution? This is where we get to the good stuff, unlocking the Agile mindset. This is the key, the fundamental shift that's needed to create teams that are not just surviving, but are dynamic, adaptable, and totally focused on getting real results.
So, what is this Agile mindset really? It's not just one thing. Think of it as a collection of attitudes. It's all about respect for each other, working together seamlessly, and always looking for ways to improve and learn. It's about taking real pride in your work and, most importantly, making sure everything you do is about delivering actual value.
And this is where it really clicks. Look at this comparison. The old way, we avoid challenges. The Agile way, we run towards them. The old mindset fears failure, but the Agile mindset sees failure as the best way to learn. Instead of working all alone in our little silos, we collaborate to create something amazing. It's a complete shift from fighting change to embracing it.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually make it happen? Well, let's pull back the curtain and take a look inside the 2-day program that's designed to make this transformation a reality.
Day one is all about laying the groundwork. It's about digging deep into our own thinking and belief systems to understand how they drive our actions at work. The whole point is to start rewiring those old thought patterns and get them ready for a much more dynamic environment.
And it doesn't stop there. Day one also gets into what it really means to lead. We're talking about cultivating high-performing teams, creating a leadership style that truly inspires people, and building teams that are not just productive, but are passionate about delivering incredible value to customers.
All right, let's move on to day 2, because this is where things get super practical. You know that resistance to change we talked about? Well, day 2 tackles it head on. You'll learn how to see resistance not as a roadblock, but as a huge opportunity for conversation and growth.
And this is where the rubber really meets the road. The program moves from ideas to action. You'll get hands-on with practical tools like Trello to manage your work, and you'll even get templates to build your own actionable plan. The goal is for you to walk out with real resources you can use the very next day.
So, after going through a program like this, what do you actually walk away with? It's not just about what you'll learn, it's about what you'll be able to do. Let's break down the skills you're going to build. You're going to leave with a mindset that's truly ready for change. You'll be able to map out your team's roles so everyone is crystal clear on what they're doing. You'll have concrete strategies to handle resistance. You'll build a custom roadmap for your own team's transformation. And you'll learn how to improve how your team works together without all the drama. In fact, you'll literally leave with this actionable roadmap in your hands. It's a super clear 4-step process you can start using immediately. First, map out the roles. Second, plan for that resistance. Third, build your roadmap. And fourth, create a system to track your progress and keep improving. Simple, powerful, and ready to go.
So when you put all of these pieces together, what's the big picture? What's the ultimate goal? We're talking about more than just improving one project. The real goal is to build an entire company culture that is designed to win. A culture that's resilient, adaptable, and successful.
You've probably heard this famous quote before, and it is the absolute heart of this whole philosophy. The point is, you can have the most brilliant strategy in the world, but if your company culture isn't right, that strategy will fail. Every single time. A strong, agile culture
is the engine that makes everything else work.
And you might be wondering, who is this for? Is it just for managers? Is it just for new hires? Nope. The answer is simple. It's for everyone. For this kind of change to really stick, you need everybody on board, from the frontline staff all the way up to the executive suite.
So that brings us to the final question, really. It seems that for any team that's struggling to keep up with change, maybe the answer isn't another new system or another big initiative. Maybe the most powerful thing you can do is to change the way you think, the way you work together, and the way you face challenges as a team. So, is your team ready?